Big partnerships obviously come when you least expect them, particularly when you talk about the world of cryptocurrency. Now, Luna Classic has had a huge update and a massive boost to their ever-growing ecosystem. I'm going to talk about it all in this video. Likewise, Albright Capital dropping the lawsuit against Do Kwon. What does it mean? Can we see the reemergence of Do Kwon back into the Terra ecosystem? And ultimately, what does it do for the price? My name is Mike. Welcome back to the 2-Bit Crypto channel. I'm going to talk about all of that in this video, so be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with everything in cryptocurrency and specifically Terra Luna Classic. Also leave a like on the video if you like this sort of content, and let's get into it. So first and foremost, Albright Capital drops the lawsuit against Terraform Labs and Do Kwon, so specifically those two entities, and it talks a little bit about Terraform Labs being obviously the UST algorithmic stablecoin founders, but it says Albright Capital has dropped its lawsuit against Terraform Labs and its founder Do Kwon, according to a notice of voluntary dismissal filed in the US District Court on January the 9th. Before its dismissal, the lawsuit alleged that the company had violated the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act by operating the stablecoin UST as a Ponzi. 3 Hours Capital co-founder Shuzu posted the dismissal to Twitter, saying, "Curious how long it will take to crypto narrative media to report on this sudden voluntary dismissal of class action law against the Luna Foundation and Luna investors." So you can see here on this article, this is the specific document. It says no action required by chambers, voluntary dismissed without prejudice and without costs. So they've dropped that lawsuit specifically against TFL and, like we said, against Do Kwon. What does this mean? Well, ultimately, it kind of means that the particular entity, so in this case it is Albright Capital, ultimately have not got a case to hold against Do Kwon. Now, does that mean he's absolved responsibility for the Terra Luna Classic collapse? Well, maybe not in some respects, but again, what it does say is that there really isn't a lot to pin to Do Kwon. Now, we already know that SBF, FTX, Alameda Research, Caroline Ellison were all trying to depeg stablecoins, and it was reported they tried to do it with USTC, USTD, and USDT. So very much they have been trying already to do that. So Do Kwon really kind of feels like he was made a scapegoat about this. Could this be a resurgence? Could we see TFL coming back ultimately to support Luna Classic as well as a number? Well, we have that as well in this video, as you would expect. But first, if you are wanting to get yourself some free Luna Classic, be sure to sign up to Mexi in the link in the description. If you're going to go over there and trade on their spot and futures trading margin, you could get yourself $100 of free Luna Classic over the course of just trading those fees. Likewise, over $9,000 of potential bonuses just by signing up with the link down in the description. So please go and check it out, see what you'd like when you're down there, and it does obviously support the channel. Now, Jared from TFL, we got this little cheeky tweet yesterday talking about this. It says, we're going to push back station launch 2 days. Now, for those of you who don't know, there was a bit of news and a bit of a kerfuffle when we talked about the TFL were removing the ability for Terra Station, and it was going to be formerly known as Station, and it wouldn't support Luna Classic. We would have to download almost a legacy version. Now, it says we made a breakthrough in chain integrations. Remember, this is their multi-chain wallet and will have a stronger launch. The team is working feverishly. Then he tweets, for the LUNC community, stay tuned. The delay related to an update you've been waiting for, which got people excited. Now, we haven't seen too much in terms of the price on Luna Classic. We are minting just a slight red candle on the day, down 2%. Nothing really to write to the cows about. We are still trending above that 50-day EMA, which is support. We had a big spike up yesterday, and I think, look, the market has just marginally cooled over the course of the last 24 hours. But what did Jared come back and say? Well, it says integrating today into the station repo, LUNC, Osmosis, Juno, SEI, and Carbon, plus a bonus chain, which will be announced later in this week. So let me just tell you exactly how big this is. We had TFL saying we weren't going to support Luna Classic. We then had the Terrebel say we need 150k to go and build our own Rebel Station wallet. Turns out, all along, like I told you on this video, like I said on this channel, that we just need to be patient. We need to absolutely work through some of these things. And ultimately now, like we said, TFL, Terra Station will support the Luna Classic ecosystem, which is a massive, massive step in the right direction. And as you kind of walk through the comments, you can see how excited people are about this, how big this is for the community, and importantly, how many doors this opens up for anyone holding Luna Classic and more importantly our chain. So you can see here the Millennium Market, amazing content creator. It says amazing news, the Luna Classic community. Thanks Jared for all these updates. Everybody just absolutely super bullish on the fact that we've seen the fact TFL coming out and supporting us on that. So pretty big news, albeit for Luna Classic. Again, a definite step in the right direction as we continue on with this journey. Well, taking a look at what's going on in the markets, you can see 1.26%. We are over that 853 billion that I talked about on the channel. Scrolling down, Terra Luna Classic, here we go, 6.48% up on the week, just down 1.74, 154 million, which is always a good thing for those burns as we head towards March and the re-enablement of those Binance burns to fundamentally support the Luna Classic ecosystem. So then you start to kind of work through, okay, well, what have we got? Well, we've got a dedicated layer 1 task force team that are really working hard to bring product to our ecosystem. We have TFL showing support for their multi-chain wallet that opens up the door to 6 other blockchains that can be supported. Forget IBC, this is about the TFL wallet, so we have that as well. All of that then in a nice little bow surrounded by those new Binance burns coming. Obviously, it's only going to be 50%, but we are seeing a big shift in volume. If we take the historical data, you can see that actually our volume is increasing. We see number of days over 100 million, and yesterday 277 million. Getting rid of these 50 million days are where we've got to be, but you can see a significant move up as opposed to where we were back here, which was days and days of between 40 and 50 million dollars in volume. So definitely a positive step in the right direction. I'll try and bring you, as always, the most up-to-date information, but this is definitely a good thing for me, and it's definitely a good thing, I think, for the Luna Classic ecosystem. And I do now think the partnership between TFL and Luna Classic is nearer than ever. And ultimately, what does that do? It allows multi-chain building of decentralized applications, which, as always, means we burn supply and build on the ecosystem. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of all of this partnering up, and what do you think the price action is going to look like over the course of the rest of the week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.